Good morning, happy Friday, and a happy Eid to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. God bless you for reaching on this day as you celebrate it. And welcome back from yesterday's State of Nation address. This is UBC TV and Good Morning Uganda. Now, this week is ending. Today is the last day of the week as we usher into the weekend, but it's rather ending on a sad note as yesterday Uganda was shocked by the passing of a prominent DJ, one who has really made a name, but also played a big role in Uganda's radio industry, and that is DJ Bush Baby. Interesting that he was even planning and organizing an event to take place in about 4 days, and just like that, about a few hours within to the read of the State of Nation address, social media broke out with the news of his passing. Details about his passing and all of that will be definitely be released as time goes by, but we still pray and say may his soul rest in peace. DJ Bush Baby, rest in peace. Elsewhere in the world, President Donald Trump and Elon Musk, once thought to be tight friends, and right now, after crashing Africa in regards to funds, are all over social media crashing and trashing each other. That is a story we are sharing in a bit, but on social media is a light-hearted video that is putting smiles on many faces, and that is a video that Meghan Markle posted of her dancing to induce labor. Now, this is this video she posted to celebrate her daughter's birthday, Lilibet's 4th birthday, and in there she's dancing alongside Prince Harry in a bid to induce her into labor and to help her give birth easily. However, royal experts called the video unroyal, stating that in fact they thought it was her Instagram account had been hacked. One would wonder when should one ever breathe and just take a sigh and have light and a light sight and view when it comes to life. But anyways, every region and every part of the world operates differently and we see life differently. But once again, good morning. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi and I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono on this Friday. Good morning, Robert.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Happy Eid to all our brothers and sisters who are Muslims. We thank the Lord who has brought you this far, and of course we know that according to the holy book of Islam, which is the Quran, every person who has the ability should slaughter an animal. Now, to make things precise, an animal, not a bird. So if you have money,
so not
please,
chicken.
No, it's very clear, an animal, because this comes in memory of Abraham in the Bible, and also it is the same in the Quran, when God asked him to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. Now, when Abraham obeyed the will of God to sacrifice his only son, he had gotten very aged and almost lost hope. He picked a sword, and as he was going to cut off the head, it said that God held his hand and he dropped the sword, and in the thickets there was a lamb. It was 4-legged. So it is very clear that you slaughter a cow, you slaughter a camel, you slaughter a sheep, you slaughter a goat. Yes, an animal, but please not chicken. And you share with the needy, but also with friends. So it is very okay to invite your brothers who are not Muslims to come and partake of the feast. Well, we hope that very soon, I don't know how many invitations Judy has gotten, but please send them out. And also those that are underprivileged, make sure they have a meal of part of what you've killed or slaughtered, because it is a commandment that Allah gave the Muslims.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, news that is also making rounds is the fact that the Pope appointed a Ugandan priest, Nguriat, as a bishop in the U.S. And Pope Leo XIV appointed Monsignor Simon Peter Nguriat as who is a Ugandan-born priest, as the new bishop of the Diocese of Houma, and that is in the United States. The appointed was officially announced by the Vatican just this week, marking a historic moment for Uganda's Catholic community. Nguriat, who has been serving as the diocesan administrator at Houma, becomes the second Ugandan to be appointed bishop outside Uganda, joining Bishop Joseph Mary Chizito of Aliwal in South Africa. Once again, that is a congratulations, not just to him, but to Uganda. See, somewhat an African is representing at least. At least we are closer to the...
We've begun the journey in the next 100 plus.
Yes, indeed.
We shall get there.
Now, today happens to be World Environment Day, and we also have a message from the pioneer, Let the Pearl Shine, and that is Zakia Laki, who happens to be the JMU Tourism Express host. And she did put up a message to celebrate World Environment Day that reads, "Let's champion sustainable practices, inspire collective action, and protect our planet's precious resources. Together we can mitigate climate change, preserve biodiversity, and ensure a livable future for generations to come. Let's lead with purpose and create a greener, healthier world. Let the pearl shine. Hashtag keep it green. Hashtag keep it clean." That is a message from Zakia Laki, the GMU Tourism Express UBC TV host, as well as pioneer Let the Pearl Shine ambassador.
Very interesting.
I know.
But also, Julie, as we gear to 2026,
right?
Yesterday, by closure of business, at least 1,303 aspirants, people had shown interest to stand on the NRM ticket, vying for various positions. But I saw some interesting faces there. I saw Anderson Wurora. You remember this RDC? Former
DRC.
Former RCC.
RCC, yes.
Who lost his seat and had issues talking about NRM. He picked forms. Why he's going to stand, that is information we'll give you later.
Right.
But they're going in primaries, that also will determine. Now I saw General Henry Tumukunde also pick forms. Hey, 2026.
2026 is interesting, but before we even get to 2026, the primaries alone, my goodness, you just feel the pressure of what's coming forth. Charles
Mwangusha also picked nomination forms on NRM, but Dr. Tango Doi was very clear. He told them, desist from bribery and violence. We will cancel your candidature.
Right.
If you engage in this.
All right. On that note, Robert, take us through what's on the local scene.
Well, let me begin with the president during the State of Nation address yesterday, where Uganda currently stands at number 7 among the fastest growing economies in the world, according to the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Now, the country whose economic growth rate currently stands at 6.7% is projected to grow into double digits when oil production commences next year. President Yoweri Museveni revealed this during the State of Nation address, where he enumerated Uganda's progress in infrastructure, industrialization, value addition, and ICT, emphasizing that the country's economic growth and development is unstoppable. President Museveni also officially opened the 5th session of the 11th Parliament in accordance with Article 101 Cap 1 of the 1995 Constitution. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Annette Among, highlighted Parliament's performance in the previous session, noting that during the 75 sittings, 35 bills were passed, 45 resolutions adopted, and 53 committee reports tabled. NRM Electoral Commission chairperson has warned the party aspirants in the forthcoming primaries against violence and voter bribery. He said such aspirants would be disqualified from participating in the party primaries. Dr. Tang Odoi sounded the warning as thousands picked nomination forms to participate in the NRM primaries in July 16th. Some of the incumbents MPs seeking re-election include Herbert Ariko, but he is moving from Soroti City East to Gweri County in Soroti District. Others are Nakaseke North MP Enoch Nyongore and Luka South MP Kisa Stephen. NRM Electoral Commission chairperson reiterated that anyone who promotes or engages in violence and voter bribery will be disqualified. The picking of expression of interest forms continues up to 14th of June. And finally, from the local scene, The majority of health workers in Teso sub-region have been accused of abandoning public health facilities despite receiving enhancement of salaries. Local leaders report that their routine monitoring has revealed a constant trend. Many health workers are spending more interest at their private facilities, leaving a significant gap in public health care services. These findings emerged during a 2-week operation conducted by State Health Monitoring Unit in the district of Bukedia, Ngora, and Kumi. Now, that brings us to the end of our local stories this morning.
Thank you, Robert, for that update. Now, let's have a look at what is on the foreign scene. And after these two gentlemen crashing Africa in regards to funds, it looks like they're crashing each other right now. All over the internet, tensions between U.S. President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk have reached breaking point. And the bromance is over between the world's most powerful leader and richest man. And for more than a week, Musk has been trashing Trump's signature piece of legislation, a spending bill, actively lobbying against it. On Thursday, while meeting the German leader in the Oval Office, Trump spoke candidly about his disappointment with Musk. In response, Musk launched a series of extraordinary attacks on X, suggesting without evidence that Trump appears in unreleased files related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Trump shot back several times, saying that Musk went crazy and was asked to leave the administration. He also threatened to cut government contracts with Musk's companies. Amid the fighting, Tesla's stock price dropped a significant 14%, lowering Musk's EV giant below the $1 trillion threshold. But Musk has walked back from an earlier threat to decommission a crucial SpaceX spacecraft used by U.S. astronauts. And the public feud comes after Musk last week officially left his government post, where he was tasked with rooting out excessive spending through Doge. Now, moving to the Middle East, Israel has carried out several airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting Hezbollah's drone production. The attack on Thursday night, the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most important celebrations in Islam, followed evacuation warnings for several buildings in the area where Hezbollah is based in the capital. The Israeli Defense Forces said it had identified a Hezbollah unit producing thousands of drones underground funded by Iranian terrorists. The attack occurred despite a ceasefire being in effect between Israel and the armed group for the past 6 months. Lebanon's prime minister said he strongly condemns the strikes. Thousands fled packed streets in the densely populated area following the evacuation warning, causing a traffic gridlock. Plumes of smoke then appeared in the sky. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun described the strikes as a flagrant violation of an international accord, while noting it had occurred on the eve of a sacred religious festival. Now, the Central African nation of Chad says it is suspending all visas to U.S. citizens as a matter of reciprocity, after learning that it's one of a dozen countries whose nationals are banned from traveling to the U.S. Chad has neither planes to offer nor billions of dollars to give, but Chad has its dignity and pride, continued President Mahamat Idriss Déby on a Facebook post in French on Thursday. Now, Africa is the continent worst affected by the travel ban announced by U.S. President Donald Trump, with 7 of the 12 countries on the list. It's set to come into effect on Monday. The order prohibits people from Chad, Congo, Brazzaville, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Libya, Somalia, and Sudan, as well as Afghanistan, Myanmar, Haiti, Iran, and Yemen from entering the U.S. In addition, there will be travel restrictions on nationals from Burundi, Sierra Leone, Togo, Cuba, Laos, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. They will no longer be able to travel to the U.S. on certain visas. We will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm, Trump said in a video posted on X. That is President Donald Trump for you, a businessman, entertainer turned into a politician. Robert, what do we have in the press today?
Well, let's begin with the new vision. Here we have Idi Aduha, World League to slaughter animals worth 300 million. And then roads to be tarmacked, list of new bills and expert reaction. That is regarding the State of Nation Address. Museveni lists 2025-2026 priorities. What are those priorities? We have focus at the economy, what he intends to do there, and of course, so much on tourism as well. Now, music industry, Elijah's Bush Baby, and also a Ugandan named a bishop in the US. So those are some of the stories in the new vision this morning, but also highlights, that is of the State of Nation Address. Good news for cattle keepers. Price of beef have been increased by 10% due to increased export to the Arab world. This is good for cattle keepers. There's the full speech of President Yoweri Museveni as well in the new vision. Now, a quick one to the Daily Monitor. We have We Are Unstoppable. Who says that? That is President Yoweri Museveni. Now, regarding the State of Nation Address, what the President was referring to, here he talks about regional cancer centers. That will be a focus. Wealth creation, a focus. Utilizing the peace, a focus. Then crude oil pipeline and inclusive and pro-poor areas to be focused on. IFRIS there, electricity, skilling youth, value addition, mass immunization, and ensure that inflation, what we have is 3.4% average inflation there. So, so much regarding the president. Now, the lizard comes in where the president says we are unstoppable, and he says we are unstoppable, says Museveni. Now, the lizard says just too slow. But about that. I'm curious, case of Elijah Chitaka, strange yet cool. Yes, he's hitting here airwaves.
For a minute, the unstoppable, I thought it was referring to MTN.
No. That is President, during his speech when he talked about economic growth for a country like Uganda, he said we are unstoppable. No wonder when you look at how we are performing, according to the International Monetary Fund report that came out and said, indicated that Uganda, we are growing at 6.7%. And this is projected to go into double digit when we begin oil production. But with oil, I remember we had talked about our first oil to come out in which year?
I remember the president mentioning last year.
2025.
2025 rather, this year.
That is when we are going to see our first oil.
Yeah, but he himself mentioned that it's next year, 2026.
So let's be hopeful for 2026.
Right. Let's look at what is in the Gazette today. And the contents in there, it's the Mining and Minerals Act notices. In there is the Education, Pre-Primary, Post-Primary and Primary Act notices, the Advocates Act notices, the Companies Act notices, and the Insolvency Act notice, the Copyright and Neighboring Act notices, the Oath of Nagwere notice, the Electricity Regulatory Authority Act, the Police Control of Private Security Organizations, Regulations Acts regulations notices. And in there is the Mining and Minerals Act 2022, notice of grant of an exploration license. Hereby notified that the exploration license number EL00417, registered as number 003557, has been granted in accordance with the provision of Section 43 and Section 47 to Euro Gold Refinery SMC Limited, PO Box number 105171, Kampala, for a period of 4 years, effective 12th August 2024. And this notice was dated 27th day of May, the year 2025, as by Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamo, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. And also another Mining and Minerals Act notice, grant for an exploration license granted to license number EL00470, registered as number 003550, and granted in accordance with the provisions of sections 43 and 47 to West Nile Nickel Uganda Limited, PO Box 2255 Kampala for a period of 4 years, effective 24th March, 2025. And the exploration area subject to exploration license is 184.84 kilometers squared and is on topography map sheet 12/1, 4/4, and 12/2, situated in Yumbe and Arua districts. And this is dated the 12th day of May, the year 2025, as by Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamu. Another Mining and Minerals Act notice granted to license number EL00452, registered as number 003548, and is granted in accordance to sections 43 and 47 to West Nile Nickel Uganda Limited, PO Box 2255 Kampala for a period of 4 years, effective 24th May as well, and dated on the 12th day of May 2025 as by Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamu. And notice of grant of exploration license still to number EL00487, registered as number 003532, has been granted in accordance with provisions of sections 43 and 47 to Ambo Resources Limited, PO Box 8438, Kampala for a period of 4 years, effective 25th February 2025. Now, that brings us to the end of what is in the press today. Let's take a short break. It's a Friday, so let's enjoy some music to get us in a bit of a vibe. Here is one from Chris Martin, my friend them.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Martin, you know, so we talk about friendship, we talk about realness.
Thought to be tight friends, and right now, after crashing Africa in regards to funds are all over social media, crashing and trashing each other. That is a story we are sharing in a bit, but on social media is a light-hearted video that is putting smiles on many faces, and that is a video that Meghan Markle posted of her dancing to induce labor. Now, this is this video she posted to celebrate her daughter's birthday, Lilibet's 4th birthday, and in there she's dancing alongside Prince Harry in a bid to induce her into labor and to help her give birth easily. However, royal experts called the video unroyal, stating that in fact they thought it was her Instagram account had been hacked. One would wonder when should one ever breathe and just take a sigh and have light and a light sight and view when it comes to life. But anyways, every region and every part of the world operates differently and we see life differently. But once again, good morning. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi and I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono on this Friday. Good morning, Robert.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Happy Eid to all our brothers and sisters who are Muslims. We thank the Lord who has brought you this far, and of course we know that according to the holy book of Islam, which is the Quran, every person who has the ability should slaughter an animal. Now, to make things precise, an animal, not a bird. So if you have money,
so not
please,
chicken.
No. It's very clear, an animal, because this comes in memory of Abraham in the Bible, and also it is the same in the Quran, when God asked him to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. Now, when Abraham obeyed the will of God to sacrifice his only son, he had gotten very aged and almost lost hope. He picked a sword, and as he was going to cut off the head, it said that God held his hand, and he dropped the sword, and in the thickets there was a lamb. It was four-legged. So it is very clear that you slaughter a cow, you slaughter a camel, you slaughter a sheep, you slaughter a goat. Yes, an animal, but please not chicken. And you share with the needy, but also with friends. So it is very okay to invite your brothers who are not Muslims to come and partake of the feast. Well, we hope that very soon, I don't know how many invitations Judy has gotten, but please send them out. And also those that are underprivileged, make sure they have a meal of what you've skilled.
Every story matters. There exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning once again. Thank you so much for being on UBC TV. It's Good Morning Uganda on this Friday. And this Friday happens to be Eid, as our Muslim brothers and sisters are celebrating Eid Adha. Now, we choose to still engage in a conversation that looks at religious festivals. And we're really questioning and just thinking through how religious festivals are celebrated in Uganda today, especially in light with modernity. Now, to be a part of the conversation, 0709-602-592. My name is Julie Natabamusisi, and I'm with Robert Chiravo Nyonyintono, as well as yourself, to be in on this conversation. So dig in, 0709-602-592. Robert, once again, good morning and happy Eid.
Happy Eid You too.
And for someone who, you know, who has done a lot of journalism, that means you've also covered quite a lot of religious events here and there and have a plethora of knowledge on how they are celebrated differently. But also you're a Ugandan first and foremost, and you have a religious background at that. That means you've celebrated. So allow me to ask, how do you think modernity has influenced the way we celebrate religious festivals today?
Well, first I want to thank our brothers and sisters, the Muslim faith. You said I've covered a number of religious festivals. Indeed, I've covered Eid at Old Kampala,
right,
at Chibuli. But one thing I can tell you that is very unique about our brothers, the Muslims, is the way they keep time. Remember one time I earned myself a suspension the first time I was sent to cover Old Kampala. Now I come from a Christian background, born again, and usually time may not be that very important. You know, let's be very honest. For the Muslims, if they say, for Muslims, if it's clear that the mufti will begin at 9, let me tell you how they do it at 9 exactly.
Anyway, from my background as well, the church I attend, even if it's 2 of you in the church, time is time. They'll preach
then
to
for
those
you, you're privileged. But most of the times you see, and the guest preacher or someone comes in late,
right.
They usually come in late, they are not around at the beginning. For example, the born again, there is a way, a pastor, let's introduce the man of God, service, and they will drag. But our brothers, the Muslims, they are good at timekeeping. Now, for me, I had that mindset. So it was clear, it was Sheikh Ramadan Mobaje, that Idi Aduhar. Now, I had this, maybe they may delay a bit. Guess what? I found the man ending. And that was a good lesson for me. So from then, today they said he'll start at 8.
Right.
Believe you me, at exactly 8. So I love how they keep time. And in all their occasions, by the way, even if it is death, they don't waste time. In a minute, they won't have these so long prayers. No, no, no. Now, back to how modernity. First and foremost, we look at our culture of celebration, which is gathering together. That if it's a family, you know, Eid, Aduha, Idi, Al-Fitri, now we are talking about our brothers, the Muslims. It used to be that you gather as a family. If you have your 5 sons, they will come with their families, come with their daughters-in-law, come with your grandchildren. You all gather, you slaughter animals. You know, they would have even sent money, maybe in advance. So if there are 4 sons, those are 4 goats. Now you already have 4 goats. The father is also slaughtering a goat. Or even one has slaughtered a cow. So there would be plenty of gathering together. There will be so much of merrymaking. Are you aware that today, as life has changed with modernity, today technology has come in and someone can simply send money? The celebrations of coming together are ending or are reducing. Today someone can speak to their parents and know and see how they are doing. You can do WhatsApp call. There are so many technology. There are so many apps that I can use.
Right.
You know, I've sent the money. You get it? Now, on that very day, I'll simply have an hour or 2, then get on my phone, get on my computer. I'm able to see the few people who are around, chat with everyone. Visually, they are seeing me. So a person may feel, why should I go? I'll go and use any mobile money distributor or any other way of sending money to them electronically, so I don't have to go and take the money there. So that gathering is something we've lost. Are you aware that even the cooking, that big cooking, today a person will tell you, no, 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 why would my wife, we shall simply go out.
Or we'll order.
Or we'll order, you know. And that is it. Prayers. Previously, the number of turn-up of people, today we report that they turned out in hundreds, but they will turn up in thousands at these prayers, places of worship. Mosques would flood to the latter. Leave alone the numbers you're going to see today. I'm not saying that even the churches, it's the same thing. So people had prayer. People, much as there was feasting, but they had so much connection. with the actual event they are celebrating. Those prayers meant so much to them. But as modernity is coming in, today you have someone who will be eager at the eating bit of it, but the prayer bit of it, you won't see them there.
Now, when you say that, it brings me, it paints the picture of the younger people, especially Uganda being highly populated by young people. How do you think young people perceive, in your perspective with what you've observed, how do you think young people are perceiving and are reacting or responding to religious festivals today?
First, I don't want to blame the young people.
Yeah.
That's so much. I want to blame their parents. Where I grew up, Muslim families were very, very serious with their children learning their faith. Just like many of us when we grew up. I know families, if you never went to church, you would not eat. Didn't you hear of those families? Look at the effort our parents put in. You, the generation, the Gen Zs and Generation X, I think, look at the effort that your parents put in for you to know your faith.
But
and look at today, the parents of today.
Now, if you use, if you paint the picture of parents and the effort they used to force you to do this, force you to do that.
Religion was so strong. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't now, but parents knew that a child, I remember I had Muslim families, they would even be beaten to go and attend.
Exactly that. Don't you think it's actually what, or it's actually what?
Mujiji, certain, I'm not a Catholic, I don't want to venture into that.
Right.
But the confirmation.
Don't you think these are the things that actually have changed the way the youth perceive? Because growing up, they were being forced ruthlessly. There's a force, you know, a limited degree of, but there's a ruthless forcing that most young people faced whilst growing up. But now that they make their own decisions, given the factor of exposure, they have learned to question the religions that they were being raised in, which in the long run causes them to step back and step back from engaging into celebrating religious festivals or all of these. And this is not just strictly to Muslims. I mean, even to Christians, Anglicans, Catholics, you know, for as long as it's religion, you notice that that hardcore background led to many stepping away when they reached the age of 18 and above to make their own decisions and choosing to be away from anything called religion. And unfortunately now many of them are diverting into many ideologies, agnostics, atheists, new age beliefs, feeling in the
science.
In the field that these are things that are giving them the freedom to be them. Don't you think how the background you've painted, that it's how our parents, you know, raised us and instilled religion in us, are the very reasons that have taken the young people away from faith and the modern play into how religious festivals are celebrated?
I want to say it's 50-50. One, I know one thing, that when you train up a child in the way of the Lord, either in Islam or what, even when they grow, they will not depart. That seed of faith. And I want to tell you, the most dangerous creature on earth is a person who doesn't have faith or who doesn't have a religion.
One would ask a question, what's the difference between religion and faith? Because they could be actually different.
Well, I don't want to go into that because I'll open a Pandora's box.
Right.
Because one would say being born again is not a religion. But a Catholic, Muslim, if you are an Adventist, mention there are religions that we know.
Right.
And there is a faith where, I don't want to go into that, they're a bit complicated to explain, and even the time we have, but I would call it that way. Now, I want to believe that what is killing this generation and changing the way we are celebrating these events is not actually how people were brought up, that in faith, and they may be what they were meant to do, what they were somehow coerced to do, indoctrinated, and they feel, I don't want to feel it's that pressure, no. But there are other modernities that have come up. One, for example, many people have become great scholars. And sometimes they tend to question what they were taught.
Raised, yes.
Not because they are fed up of that, but because they have gotten exposure. Someone is a scientist, and you're telling them that a woman was removed from a rib of a man. Now, when they go in their science, they fail to make ends connect. Someone studies geography, history, they have traveled, and when they try to look at the stories of maybe Noah's Ark, could this have been there?
Right.
Or, so they don't, some have done their physics when they look at the formation of the Earth's 6 days. So sometimes science has led them there and exposure. But also, let's not forget the economy. The economy. Today, if you're to tell every able Muslim, you see able Muslim, to slaughter a goat will range from maybe 250 and above. Modernity has come. In those days when some of these things were made and said, almost every home, they had sheep, they had goat, they had goats, they had cattle. When we go to the Arab world, when we go to, so these animals, and remember, you're slaughtering something that has no impurity on it. Not a lame goat, not the shrinking one, but you slaughter the fatty, the best sadake chechigwanide. Now, modernity has changed. People are living in apartments. A person doesn't even own a cat. Maybe they are rearing rats, unintended. You know,
Right.
It is the animal. Actually, a rat is not even an animal, but they totally have nothing in the village as an animal. That even if it's there, that they will send. They're staying in an apartment. They don't rear anything. So this modernity has affected us. What does that person have to slaughter? If you tell that person that now get 400 to get a good goat, fatty, nice, worthy, giving as sacrifice, get 500. Now, once Idi, even the animals, those dealing in them, in the various abattoirs and whatever, the price has gone high. Now, a person will reach there and they require 500. They simply can't afford. We've moved away from the other setting where every home, in Uganda, there was even a saying that to determine someone was poor in Uganda, they didn't have a cook, and we would say, "Manyo musajja mwafutana na nkoko etakula mu luggya." Meaning, it was unheard of that a man of my age, you know, you don't even have a cook. But today, it is very normal. How many don't have even a cook?
Right.
So some of these things, modernity has changed them, that we can no longer do them the way they were supposed to be done.
Right. You know, just to take you back a bit to what we talked about our parents' upbringing in a stronghold religion. I was in a Muslim school for 6 years, and I could tell the staunchness the Muslims were employed in regards to praying, attending prayers. But this is the funny thing, most of the Muslim students were the most rebellious. Does it make sense? So whilst we were told to have to wear veils, have to dress a certain way, like how Muslims dress up, most of them would be the most rebellious. Most of them would be the ones doing all these things they don't, not that they get a chance to do, but because there's that hard hand, it was their time of saying we are not doing this, which sometimes I feel in regards to modernity causes these people to veer away when they are of age, to veer away from their paths. But let's look at some of the comments. Cricket, Derek, you come through and you say, good morning, Julia and Robert. Modernity has somehow mitigated the religious celebrations, unlike the old days where families could gather and share meals together, party and pull out the relevance of that particular day. But now, people are always busy. Messages are sent via different platforms. They work on these very days. And to some people, these celebrations are becoming a burden to them since they hinder their works. I mean, I think you should blame it on capitalism, right? Just thinking out loud. So the days are losing momentum as time passes by. And you say that you're sending a birthday shout out to Olive Monica Musau and Musau Dokas Kasoigo. This is Cricket Derek Gargamel. Thank you, Derek, for wishing Olive a happy birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow, by the way, and I will be celebrating and giving her a shout out later on the show. But coming back to what we're talking about today, we are looking at how religious festivals are celebrated in Uganda today, especially in light with modernity. Robert, let's look at the arts and music, or the arts music and culture music in Uganda. as well as technology, because those two now in this day and age go hand in hand. How do you think they are interplaying in how religious festivals are celebrated today?
First, the traditional music of celebrations is changing as well. Now when we look at the Muslims have tried to stick to it somehow, but also remember have our brothers of the Islamic faith who would not entertain music. One time I attended an introduction and we were playing some music. We thought it was Islam, and the Bako said, if you don't turn off that music,
Nam, nam, nam.
we are not entering this fence. So we felt, but we had to abide.
Right.
So we turned off the music, and of course things went on as normal. But the matari, you know, there's that matari.
Matari, yes.
Which was strictly by those traditional instruments we know they play. And they're dancing strictly to how they used to do this, the way they danced the matari. For example, for the Muslims,
right.
Today has greatly changed. You hear modern instruments. You hear something kind of like a rap within matari. We had some videos there. You would see the content in the video somehow different. The dress code in the video.
Actually, talk about the dress code. Back in the day,
yes.
hijabs used to be cover those big clothes
and
that cover everything. And as time went by, I remember during school, I'd see hijabs getting a little thinner on female bodies. And
More
it was
body hugging.
Body huggings, yes. But long dress, but a body hugging with designs and, you know, shimmers to just represent
Recently,
a
I
hijab.
saw one, and may God help that designer, no one buys what they did. It was what they came up with. I attended a certain fashion show. Actually, it was some event organized by some, would I say, famous TikToker or something like that.
Right.
And I saw hijabs where one had even a slit, and I'm like, but where is the world running to?
I guess it has a
It was very long, yeah, and very, of course, it was a bit tight.
Okay.
So, but it had that embarrassment to my side.
Perhaps one was supposed to wear, because some of them come with, is it, I don't know how they call them, trousers that are supposed to complement that.
But the way this one was, when she would make a long step is when you and we were like, hey, but it was fashion. Now, what I was trying to say, even the dress code in the videos today being played has changed. The instruments, we are running away, I don't know how they call their drums, I think it's called etari. That doing the music itself.
Right.
Now we are fusing it with the modern beats. Modern beats from studios and what? We are putting in kind of vibe-ish. Vibe, etari serially. There's some to attract more. You see, every religion now is moving on how best do we bring the youth. When you go to the Catholics, when you look at the charismatics, are they called the charismatics?
Yeah, the charismatic Catholics.
Yeah, you will see that there's something they are doing to attract the youth. When you go to Namirembe, the prayer, recently, I was like, Jesus, am I in Namirembe or am I at Rubaga Cathedral? You know, we had an overnight, which was very good. We had the preaching, that energetic preaching. We had the music that is played there, step here. We had even those youth choir, whatever, the dances, the performances. And I was like, and I asked someone, excuse me, you know, the Archbishop is a good friend of mine. And that's when he said, no, if we are led by the Spirit to do this, and we will not let our youth leave church to fetch it there. We'll bring it here and capture them.
And don't you think actually now it's traditions that are informing religions? Because our culture back then in the older societies, at least maybe during the times of our parents and their parents and the older folks, culture at that time was more preserved and more conservative. It was less exposed. Dress codes were being decently dressed and all covered up was normal. It was, no one had any other background to see from wherever. That's just it. That's all they had. The way people walked, the way they carried themselves, it's all they had. And it was easy for religion as well to play into the culture at that time. Whilst right now it's different. There's a lot of exposure. Whilst we're trying to preserve the traditions, there's also the exposure, and the two are fighting each other. And I guess religion is trying to fit into the now to still preserve people and stay within the spaces of religion and sanity.
I think we must accept religion has adjusted so much to the wave of modernity. That's why I told you even the tally today is not the original.
Right.
Very few are sticking to the original. Now it is fused with modern instruments. The videos, when you look at the content in the video, is not what would be content then. We are fusing it with modernity. And this is not only in Islam. I told you when you go to, so there is so much, and this is a fact. Religion must make some adjustments to stay relevant with modernity.
Right.
If any faith that does not find retaining its values but moving with modernity, I want to guarantee you, I was one time speaking to one of my friends in Europe there, and he was telling me how some churches have been abandoned and they're being used for other things because they stayed very rigid at a time when we had transformation. There is a wave of transformation now in Uganda.
Right.
Because you're having so many people who are leaving this country or who left this country and they are coming back, they have the exposure. So apart from what are taboos in that faith, for example, you will not expect Islam to transform so low to allow certain things. One would say, where I grew up, we knew Muslims don't drink. I don't know today if they don't drink.
Yeah.
We knew Muslims don't smoke. I don't know today if they don't smoke or that those are bad apples within the faith. But you find that I knew where I grew up that born-agains don't drink. Recently, I saw my good friend, Pastor Sempa. So drinking is normal. I began seeing other people saying, no, you can take a bit of... So there are certain things that are changed. Divorce. We knew divorce was a taboo for the Catholics. We even had one time a VVIP where the church came out and said, for us, we unite, we don't
separate.
So these are the changes that modernity is bringing in the various faiths, but also in how we celebrate. And we must accept these things happen. Today, a good Muslim may say, I'm not going to the mosque, but I'm going to slaughter. Previously, how could you not attend this prayer? So
indeed,
there's so much transformation.
There's a lot of transformation. Indeed, a lot has taken place and changed over the years. And surely, religious festivals are celebrated differently, and more is to change. More is to change. It's just a wave, and it's drastic, it's heavy, so we better brace ourselves. And that's it from today's conversation. Thank you so much for being on UBC TV and watching Good Morning Uganda. Up next is another great conversation, one that is going to be hosted by Olive Monica Najuma, the birthday girl, and stick around as you watch that conversation. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Pick
of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Ekibiina eki kikatandika 2016 tukaba tuyina obusente bukye munonga obwabutakubaasa kutumalira tukaba nitusevinga kandi nitwahura nitwohoza turi bamemba 30 kusya 2021 emyoga yija emyoga kuyizire twahindura mu system eyabirera outside catering twajeta restaurant akuba catering catering yakariyo restaurant twatandika kusevinga kirecho twasevingira he mitwaro nshanjo na gumwe iki twatandikireho ekitebecho twatandika no kuyayo sente z'emyoga 2021 ukwezi kwa mukaga ebiri kuma ukwezi kwa mukaga tuihayo ruti yo kubanza miliyoni 3 hanyuma ya 1 month kutwagarukire batuhereza miliyoni 5 zaba 8 twazishashura twazumara myezi mukaga twagarukayo tuyayo miliyoni 10 twayihaye zindi 10 twazishashura zaba 28 hati tuyini 10 ezituriyo twazo meisho niza 38 konka obwa hati cyakibwo restaurant tuyine miliyoni 58 n'emitwaro 2 ezi twayesevingire itwe nka association tukuru kugira ngo tukozesize emyoga yonka ekashanga nitwe turi abakozi nitukora emyoga kuyizire tine magoba yatwongeserereza itwe twakora amagoba go kugira ngo tugureho poroti twagigura twareba ngo kugura poroti tukombeka ate kuja kututahiza juba nko kutwakubire tuine business endijo twatunga entasiya ya buri izoba tuine hibiscus juice twakora wine twakora liquid soap twakora habo jelly ezo zabe entasiya zeitu nkabantu tuine na millet flour ebyona ebikutahiza ekitebe eki nukwamagoba garukurugamu omurye bitwamara kutunda twagumiza mu ntumbeka poroti yaitu ey'ekibiina ahabwa emyoga so ekindi kugambira nti emyoga niyo yatukozesize ebi etakizire tukaba sitine sente tukasitakagizire na kirooto cyo kugira ngo tushubure nk'abanyakibiina enju hatukingire tushakire tukingire commercial business kandi tukyayombeka nikwe bino nibigumana bireta sente nibizara sente nitubaganaho nitwe nk'abanyakitebe nitusevingaho mu kitebe kitu kandi nitugumiza muno kukora development y'ekibiina so
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, good morning and welcome to this segment of Good Morning Uganda Friday Special. My name is Olive Monica Najima. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. Now, it's been a week for many people, especially for those that decided well on their careers to get jobs that give them public holidays. It's been a beautiful, beautiful week where on Tuesday we had Martyrs' Day, and then today we are celebrating and joining our Muslim brothers and sisters for Eid al-Adha celebrations. So it is a beautiful day as the Muslim community is joining together to share in terms of love, the word of God, and also food. What is a Muslim celebration without food? So to our Muslim brotherhood, I say happy Eid or Eid Mubarak, and I hope that Allah answers all the prayers that you may have, and that today may be a beautiful day where you join friends and family and have a good time. And remember that Allah is the reason for today. I don't know if that's a thing in the Muslim community, because for us we usually say Christ is the reason for the season. But that being said, today we also are going to have an interesting conversation. I have with me outstanding individuals, young people that have taken on the leadership mantle. So we will be speaking matters Rotaract, and if you're part of Rotaract or Rotary for that matter, this is a conversation that you might enjoy. But also, if you have been curious about anything and everything surrounding Rotaract, what do they do, what does it take for you to join, why you should join, please be a part of this conversation. So I have the outstanding young leaders, and one of them is the gentleman right next to me, who is Elvin Turibamwe, the president-elect of the Rotaract Club of Nigeria, and Sonia Arinda, who is the president-elect of the Rotaract Club of Kampala, the core. Now, these young, passionate individuals are here to shed light on the invaluable Rotaract work that the Rotary clubs do, and of course their impact on society, and why more young people should be a part of this great avenue, this great venture, this great group of people. So join us, let's have this conversation. And I'll start with you, Elvin. Good morning.
Good morning, Olive.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you this morning? How does it feel like to be, right now, the most recent president I know is Donald Trump. And so I know that there is that point when you're the president-elect, before you swear, before you're installed or you swear in. How does it feel like, that whole process?
Thank you so much. I must say it's a mixture of feelings and emotions. You know, it comes with a sigh of anxiety, you know, the responsibility that awaits you. But again, as young leaders who have been prepared and nurtured through the structures of Rotary and Rotaract, it's a responsibility that is full of possibility. So I must say I'm excited about the journey ahead.
Okay, yeah. That's an interesting one. Now, tonight we'll explore the projects that they're planning for the upcoming Rotary year, the personal benefits for young people involved in Rotary, and of course the life-changing lessons they've learned along the way. But before we get into that, Arinda, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Olive. Thank you for hosting us.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. Well, I'll ask you the same question. How are you feeling? Because I know you've been elected, but then there is the year that is coming ahead. What are your personal feelings surrounding that?
Oh, yes. I'm super excited about my year 2025-2026. And yes, just like what my colleague said, there are mixed feelings about this. You're excited, you're at the same time there is some fear, but yeah, service above self, we are ready to serve.
Amen. Service above self, we are ready to serve. Well, I should say to both of you, congratulations.
Thank you, Olive.
Yeah, it's no small feat serving our people in one way or another. But now I will come back to you, Elvin. Can you start by sharing some of the key projects the Rotaract Club of Nigeria intends to implement in the coming Rotary year when you are president?
Thank you, Olive, for that question. As you may or may not know, in Rotary we get to serve for only 1 year. And 1 year is such a short period of time where you will not start off with doing very many new things. So in most cases, we tend to carry on from what past leaders have done. We carry on most of these projects into the new Rotary year. But especially for our club, which has been in existence for now 6 years, we've had a grip on so many projects in several areas, focus areas of Rotary. We've done projects in health, we've done projects in environmental conservation, we've done projects in literacy and skilling. And I think in my year we'll pick up from what we did last year in November, where we did a medical camp in the community that hosts us, that is Nigeria, where we extended free medical services to the community, medical council, where people came and donated blood, got advice about several health concerns, did checks here and there. But the difference in my year is that we're going to extend this medical camp to very distant communities, and we want to take this camp to Mitoma district.
Okay.
So we will be heading to Mitoma district in October, and we will carry with ourselves expertise, medicine and everything, and will extend to communities out there free medical services. But we don't want to just do that. We also want to do a water filtration system to one of the communities in Mitoma district, where we enable people, and especially young people, mothers, and community members, to have access to clean water. Yeah, so I must say in my year, we are going to focus on health and access to clean water, but also we shall not stop at that. We want to do many more things, especially in our community. We are going to do a tree planting drive in Nigeria, especially along the Nigeria road that is being constructed. So it's much more. I could go on and on the entire day talking about what we want to do, but I know UBC will walk this journey of service with us, and the world shall get to know the good work that we shall be doing for our communities.
Indeed. Anything for the community, we are here to be a part of in one way or another. Now, Arinda, I'll come to you, and it is the same question. Now, for Elvin here, he said they are not necessarily bringing on new projects, but they are trying to ensure that the projects that are already in place, that they are worked on, that they are carried out to fruition. So coming back to you with the same question, are there any new projects that people of Kampala, the core Rotaract Club, should look out for, or there are others that are already in force and you're just going to ensure that the targets are met?
Thank you, Olive. Thank you. Kampala, the core, apparently has a signature project in Bujiri district at Wiyala Primary School, where this year we constructed a classroom block for the pupils. It's a government school, but we made a needs assessment, and we found out these kids really, they're not in, their school is not in good condition, and really they needed classrooms. The toilets are also not in good condition. So for now, last year we constructed the classroom block, and we are about to finish the classroom blocks. So we are embarking on the school toilets and the water sources around their school. You never know, as the year goes on, we might embark on a new project, but which is not big. We can decide to say, let's clean up our environment, some small projects, just as to ensure the community is clean. And maybe Kampala, the core, also has a project in the ghetto areas of Kampala, where we go and really tell these people in the ghetto, it's not all about taking the drugs. I mean, you can wake up in the morning, have something productive to do. You can read a book, you can go and work. Yeah, it's all about the mental health that we normally embark on in the ghetto areas of Kampala, in Kamocha.
Okay,
yes.
And that's very important. I mean, research shows that many people in Uganda are struggling with one or two issues or mental-related illnesses. So you going out, especially to the people in the ghetto, to give them that service, I think that is commendable work. So well done, Arinda.
Thank
and
you.
Kampala the Co.
Thank you.
You've done pretty well. Now, if you're just joining us, I am having a conversation with young, passionate individuals that are here to shed light on the invaluable work that Rotaract clubs do. I have a gentleman, Elvin Turibamwe, who is the president-elect of the Rotaract Club of Nigeria, and also Miss Sonia Arinda, the president-elect of the Rotaract Club of Kampala, the core. And they've shared with us some of the projects that their clubs are already undertaking, and of course they've shared what will be happening in the year that is oncoming after their installations, when they will be fully fledged presidents. So if you have any questions, you can join the conversation on WhatsApp number 0709 602 592. A question to Elvin from Rotaract Club of Nigeria, or a question to Rinda from Rotaract Club of Kampala the Co. What does Kampala the Co mean?
I mean, we are the core. We are united. We always stand outside there. I mean, when I come to the public, they need to see the core in me. Very smart, very intelligent. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, Elvin, coming back to you, you have been in Rotaract for some time. By the time you are a elected president, it means you've been around and your works have been appreciated by your mates. So I'm curious to know what value you think Rotaract adds to the community, and how do you plan to amplify that impact during your tenure?
Thank you so much, Olive. I think the value that Rotaract or Rotary adds to the community is evident in the things that the organization has done across the years. I think it's public knowledge that Rotary has been the leading champion in the fight against polio, but also most renowned in Uganda in the fight against cancer. So I believe impact, and our Rotary International president said earlier on this year that Rotarians or Rotaractors are people of action. People of action who do not wait for change to happen, but who make the change happen. So for us, even from the inside, we believe that we are change makers, but again, this change starts with ourselves. In one of our first objectives as Rotaractors is to develop leadership, professional and leadership skills, which is very important even to our members. Now, what most people don't know is that before we go all out, you know, to help communities and create an impact, we start from within. So our members are also a project. When you asked me, I should have said that the membership of the Rotaract Club of Nigeria is also one of my projects this year. So that by the time I'm leaving presidents, I leave a better membership, an empowered membership, because we know that when we have empowered members, then these members can extend the same inspiration to the communities. So I must say it's a worthwhile journey of self-improvement, of meeting people from different walks of life that come together to make a lasting impact or a lasting mark in communities. Yeah, so it's fulfilling.
Okay, thank you. Arinda, same question to you, but this time round, I would like for you to highlight to us your opinion on the greatest value that Rotary adds to society, especially in terms of its impact on youth and community development.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Olive. Such a nice question. The Rotary fraternity is, let me tackle, you've said the youth, especially the girl child. The Rotary fraternity has come up with different projects to the girl child where we move into these communities to embark the girl children, tell these girls that this is how you're supposed to clean up yourself. We give these girls, like for example, there is when we give them sanitary pads. Most of the girls in some communities don't even know that this is what I'm supposed to do as a girl. So Rotary has come up with some projects that are really enabling these girls to know what they're supposed to do. Then as a youth in the Rotary fraternity, Rotary has come up with just like what my colleague said, to promote education facilities for these people. The girl child, I'm embarking more on the girl child because I'm a girl.
That's right. I totally understand. Yes.
Yes. Some communities, some children, some girls don't go to school. For example, like our club, Kampala the Core, where we have our project in Buyala Primary School. Most of these girls, you find a P7 child is pregnant and she has to do her unit paper. So when we go to this school and we tell this girl, you see, you can do this, you can achieve this, you can achieve this. So these girls get more encouraged and they really go through a good time. And also they get to know that as we are in this community, there are people thinking about us, and that is the Rotary fraternity. It's very good. For example, our club, when people in Buyala just see a van, they start saying, oh, Kampala the Core, Kampala the Core, which is a very good thing. As they're in school, they know really we have people thinking about us, and as the term is beginning, we have people to really bring for us scholastic materials, buy for us new uniform, and which helps them to really achieve their goals in life.
Okay, definitely it's obvious that you are creating impact. And how does it make you feel when you see that you've started a project and you see it bearing fruit and the community being positively impacted? Arinda. To me, I feel very good. And sometimes when we go for these projects, you try to engage with these students, with these people in the community. For example, the medical camps, our mother club, the Rotary Club of Chiwatule, normally has medical camps every year. So when you go into this community and you try to engage with these people, you as a person, you get to know that you mean people in this community don't know this. So you also keep on learning from them as you engage with them, and they also learn something from you. Okay. Well, Elvin, tell us, please, what it takes to join a Rotaract club, for instance, Rotaract Club of Nigeria.
So first of all, it takes interest. It takes you appreciating the work that the organization does world over. Then from interest, then you identify a club that is closer to your community or your workplace. Then that means that would be convenient for your schedules. Once you identify a club that is closer to your community, then you take time and visit them. Different clubs have different meeting days. The Rotaract Club of Nigeria meets every Wednesday at Tavern Breeze in Nigeria. So the more you visit the club that you intend to join, or even other clubs, then Rotaractors are very welcoming people. The moment they see you, they will welcome you, then they will assign you a mentor. The mentor will take you through the Rotaract norms. They'll help you understand what the organization is about. And once you fully appreciate what the organization does, its goals and objectives, then you're inducted a member. So I would say it takes interest first, then identification of a convenient club for you, and then mentorship, which is very important for all new Rotaractors or Rotarians, and then induction. So upon completion of your mentorship session, then you are inducted a member into the club.
All right, yeah. Sounds easy peasy. Arina, what would you say about the people who always think or who believe that to join Rotary or Rotaract, you must have a certain amount of money, you must be having a certain type of job? What would you say to them?
Really, thank you, Olive. Rotary does not mean that but if you're to join, you have to have a certain type of money. We are Rotaractors and we are not that rich, but we are here to serve. It's not all about money. It's you to have that willing heart of serving the community. You're giving back to the community. And through these projects that we normally, every club normally has sponsoring companies. So these companies really help you to have that financial breakup for your project. So it's not all about you to come in and say, I have to be having this kind of amount. No, Rotary welcomes everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, being Eid, we will be connecting with the Muslim Supreme Council. We will be leading Eid celebrations at Old Kampala, and our team is already on ground to give us a live feed of the events as they unfold. So we will be connecting with our Muslim Brotherhood to join them in the celebrations of Eid al-Adha anytime from now. But that being said, Elvin, coming back to you, please tell us about the upcoming installation. When is it happening? Who is invited? Where is it taking place?
Thank you so much, Olive. Having said all the good about Rotary and Rotaract, it's also exciting to tell the viewers and yourself, Olive, that I'll be installed as the next president of the Rotaract Club of Nigeria on the 20th of June That's about 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
We will be at Nobview Hotel in Ntinda. Everyone is invited, Rotarian, Rotractors, guests, and everyone. You are invited to come and share a moment with us, make memories, have conversations about the good that we've done in the past and the good that we are yet to do. So it takes just 50,000. It's a pocket damage of only 50,000 or 70,000,
Yeah.
or even more to join us at the Nobview Hotel on the 20th of June. There is many things that are going to happen, many good things. If you know Rotarians or Rotractors, you know we are fun-loving people. We love to have a good time, so I can assure our viewers that a good time will be had on the 20th of June as I'll be taking on leadership for my club for the next 1 year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Do I have to be a member to attend, or if
please.
I just have my 50K and I'm interested, I just show up?
You don't have to be a member. Everyone, members, non-members, everyone who would like to come and celebrate this milestone with us as a club, you just need to have 50,000 or 70,000 with you, and come and we celebrate leadership and service in our communities.
Okay, that sounds like plot on the 20th of June at Nobview Hotel. Now, Arinda, I know that you're also about to be installed as the president of Rotaract Club Kampala, the Co. When is this installation taking place? Where is it happening? And what else do we need to know about it?
Thank you, Olive. On the 14th of June, the Rotaract Club of Kampala, the Co, will be installing its 21st president, who is before you here, Arinda Sonia. And I'm inviting all of friends, family, Rotarians, Rotaractors, everyone who would wish to join us, please. A ticket goes for 70,000 shillings for guests, and any family member, and Rotarians 100,000. Please don't forget the dress code is black and gold. Then for the ladies, put on those beautiful fascinators. We shall be at Imperial Royal Hotel at 4 p.m. Please come enjoy with us as we start the new Rotaria 2025-2026.
All right, now 14th of June will be next weekend, next Saturday,
Yes.
to be exact. So you should go there, rich auntie vibes for the ladies only. Well, I have some comments. This one says, this is from Nabumba Merab, and she says, "Good morning, Uganda. I have the urge to join Rotary. May I know what is Rotary, Rotaract, Rotarian, and what do they do?" Thank you so much. Actually, she says she's Gertrude Mitiana. Elvin.
She wants to understand what Rotary is, and most people
What
tend
Rotary
and
Rotaract, being a Rotarian, what does that mean?
That's a very common question that comes to us. So I would say Rotaract is a subset of Rotary, which is a global organization that does community service, that does service projects across the world. So I would say that Rotaract is a child of Rotary. So Rotary is the bigger organization that birthed Rotaract, that also birthed Interact. So in most cases, it's a different in terms of age and capacity, really. So Rotarians are slightly older than ourselves, from the ages of 30 and above, and Rotractors are normally young corporate individuals between the ages of 18 and 30 years. So if you're in the age bracket of 18 and 30, Rotract is the best space for you. But if you are 30 years and above, then Rotary would be much more convenient for you. But it's the same global organization, only that it's been clustered into those two segments. So anyone can be a Rotarian, provided you are that age and you have the capacity, and anyone can be a Rotractor if you are within the age brackets of 18 and 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Elvin. And Arinda, your last comment as we come to the end of our show. You have a question here which says, what message do you have for youth in governance for that haven't joined Rotary or Rotaract? Should they consider it? Briefly, as we close.
Oh yes, please, the youth that are outside there, join Rotaract. If you have the capacity, join Rotary clubs. Why? There is fun in Rotary. You will socialize with different people. You will have the social network. You will have good professional skills. For example, you will get good communication skills. Some of us wouldn't talk this much, but yeah, because we are in Rotaract, it gives us a platform.
Okay.
You will be able to. When would some of us become presidents? I mean, Rotary gives you that ability. Yes, it gives you that ability that you will become a leader in your club. So I advise every youth to please join Rotaract. If you can, join Rotary.
Okay. Thank you so much to Elvin Turibamwe, who is the President-elect, Rotaract Club of Nigeria, and to Sonia Arinda, who is the President-elect, Rotaract Club Kampala. Thank you so much for being a part of this program and for the work that you do for community.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Well, now we will be joining our team that is right on the grounds in Old Kampala as we join Eid celebrations to the Muslims everywhere in the country and all over the world. Eid Mubarak.
Mwenyezi Mungu alikataza hiyo, inakuwa haramu kuua Muislamu mwenzako. Haramu. Hata kama wewe ndio una silaha ya dunia mzima, umenunua silaha yote, ni vibaya sana kupiga mwenzako Muislamu mwenzako, au sio, hata sio kuwa Muislamu kupiga chini kwa sababu umekasirika. La, hii imekatazwa. Tungefanya hivi, Waislamu, nchi ya daula ya Waislamu hawangeweza kupigana vita ambayo leo tunaona. Leo vita, kila nchi ya Waislamu wako kwa vita, na hiyo vita ni kutoa damu ya Muislamu mwenzako. Innocent blood being poured down, and you're killing, and you say Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar is not said at that time. This time the work is to kill animals, not killing human beings. Kwa sababu damu ya binadamu sasa ni haramu kwetu kuyamwaga. Angalia nchi yetu ya Sudan, Khartoum. Nikisema wangapi hapa kutoka Uganda hapa ambayo wamefaidika kwa Khartoum kusoma elimu ambayo wamepata madigrii, walitoka yote Khartoum. Lakini kwa vita ambayo imefanyika sasa, kila kitu kimeharibika. Sio kwa Wasudanese pekee, hata na sisi wa Uganda tumeshapata hasara kubwa. Mtu anagombana nini? Mwenyezi Mungu ametuambia ndani ya Qur'an, fa itanaza'tum fi shay'in farudduhu ila Allahi wa rasulihi. Kwa nini si haturudi kwa Mwenyezi Mungu? Kwa nini haturudi kwa Nabii Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Kwa nini tunachukua maamuzi kwa sababu tumekasirika? You get angry and you kill your brother, and that brother gets also angry and also kill you. Al-qatil wal-maqtul. Mwenyezi Mungu anasema fil janna la fi nar. Lakini yakini iko kidogo. Sisi yakini yetu imekuwa kidogo, lakini siku ya leo ni siku ya kutaka kukumbuka Nabii Ismail alayhi salam na Nabii Ibrahim alayhi salam, na Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kitendo ambayo walifanya pale. Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala amekataza damu ya Ismail kumwagiwa, lakini anasema kwa sababu wewe umefanya vizuri kwamba umelinganisha amri ya Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kuchinja, lakini usichinje mtoto, labda uchinje sasa na hii. Ndio maana sasa tunachinja. Lakini utaona siku hizi hata kuchinja tunashinda. Tunaogopa kuchinja hata na nyama yetu nyumbani. Lakini kuua binadamu ni rahisi. Hayo ni Uislamu. Siku ya leo ni siku ya furaha. Siku ya leo ni siku ya kukutana na wenzetu. Siku ya leo ni siku ya kuomba, ni siku ya kuomba dua Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala aweke hiyo ardhi yetu Uganda iwe nchi ya amani. Iwe nchi ya amani, sio nchi ya kuangana damu. Kwa sababu ndani ya nchi ya Uganda kuna watu wengi ambao wamepata amni ama wamepata uzuri kwa hiyo nchi ya Uganda. Kuna wale wakimbizi wa Kongo wa Uganda. Uganda, wakimbizi ya Sudani wako Uganda, wakimbizi ya Rwanda wako Uganda, Somalia wako Uganda. Nchi ya Uganda Mwenyezi Mungu awe iwe nchi ya amani, ili tuweze kuhifadhi dini yetu, tuweze kuhifadhi elimu yetu, tuweze kuhifadhi undugu wetu kwa hiyo nchi yetu ya Uganda, insha Allah biidhni Rahman. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, la ilaha illa Allah, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi. Alhamdulillah, tunamshukuru Mheshimiwa Sheikh Juma Bakiti Chuchu ya Arua kwa ile ambayo ametusomesha kuhusu watoto yetu na kuhusu hukumu ya siku ya leo. Abasiraamu mwenna abakuŋŋaanidde ku kitebe kyaffe ekikulu, njagala okubategeeza enteekateeka yonna nnungi ddala, alhamdulillah. Neera ali yenna yonna w'oli mu ggwanga lyaffe, ekitebe ekikulu embeera nnungi ddala, twebaza Allah. Obudde bulungi ddala bwakimpowooze abantu bazze okuba nti tubeera mu kusaala okw'amaanyi ku kitebe kyaffe wano mu Uganda Muslim Council of Kampala. Naye kino ekirango kya